Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. And just in case you're new here, hi, my name's Tanya and I'm glad you decided to drop by. Today I'm going to be trying out some new products. Some of them are new and some of them are just new to me, and we will be starting out with a clean and fresh face. Today I want to try out a whole bunch of new products. These are all new to me and some of them are also pretty new to the market in general. I will be starting out with the Revolution Skincare London SPF 30 Protecting Boost. It says on it, Protection Intense SPF 30 for normal to oily skin is the one that I got. They also have some others, and it is vegan, cruelty-free, and what I think is really good, it is fragrance-free. So let's open it up and have a look what it looks like. So it seems to be a nice lightweight consistency. It is a cream, kind of feels like a mixture between a cream and a gel. Has, like it says, absolutely no fragrance, which I love with skincare products in general. I just love it, or I actually only use moisturizers, sunscreens, etc. on my skin, and toners and stuff like that that are natural ingredients and don't have added fragrance. I just don't like it, and it can also irritate the skin. So because this is a moisturizer with added SPF, I'm just applying it like I would do any normal moisturizer. Bringing it down my neck to my chest a little bit. It goes on really smoothly. Seems to absorb into the skin quite well. It feels very cooling, a bit soothing and nice and refreshing. I'm going to take a little bit of it under the eye as well, just for the extra SPF protection. But run what's left on my finger, which is practically nothing, just over my eyelids. So, funnily enough, even though the whole coronavirus thing is going on, I still think it's really important to take care of your soul and your body and of course your skin, and because you're supposed to stay indoors most of the time, a lot of people tend to forget to use an SPF now that it's getting warmer and sunnier again, even though you can technically also get a sunburn through windows, etc. So it's always still a very good idea to add either an extra SPF, or if you even have something like this, which is a moisturizer and SPF in one product, it's really good for, like, you know, on the go, or when we all at some point go back to work again, etc. etc. So far this feels really good. It seemed to have absorbed really well into the skin. It doesn't leave my skin feeling tacky at all. It takes about a minute or so, but then it actually completely absorbs. So I really like that. Let's see. I'll have to see how it goes once I've worn this or used this for you know, a little bit, to have to give my final thoughts on it. But all in all, I really like this. For my primer today, I'm also going to be testing a new product, and it is the Revolution Skincare London Conceal and Define Blur Priming Serum. It says, layer with your full coverage foundation for a soft blur finish. Helps to even skin tone. It is also vegan, cruelty-free and fragrance-free, which I love. So this is a priming serum, which to me is new. I have never used a priming serum before, so I'm kind of excited to try this out. This is the packaging. It also comes with a pump. So it's a kind of like a cream cream, more gelish kind of consistency. Has absolutely no fragrance. It feels really moisturizing. So that's interesting for me, because like I said, I've never used this kind of primer before, but I have heard a lot of people raving about primers that are in like a serum form. So, and again, this is fragrance free, which I absolutely love. So just putting it on mainly the T-zone, and then as usual blending whatever left on my fingers out towards the outer parts of the face. I genuinely need primer through the T-zone the most, because that's where I tend to get oily, and that's also where I have the most pores. So I just used one pump and I used it all up, and that was enough to cover my whole face. It feels really nice. It doesn't feel tacky, so it feels like it's sunk into my skin completely and has been absorbed, which I find really nice. Although I also like a tacky base. For primers, it doesn't bother me if they're tacky or if they feel slippery. It's just, you know, in case you're interested, it actually leaves your skin feeling really nice and completely absorbed. So I'm just going to have a look at what it looks like, because it does tend to be blurring. So we will have a look. Okay, so I'm not exactly sure what they mean by blur, because it doesn't seem to have blurred my pores at all. It just says layer with your full coverage foundation for a soft blur. Okay. I don't see any blurring. Just zoomed you in a little bit so you can see. So the little hole. I don't see any real blurring, but it doesn't bother me. I just like to use a primer under my foundation just in general. So and if it helps my makeup stay on, that's what I really like. But it feels good, it absorbed well, but just, I don't know, something to maybe keep in mind if you really are looking for something that is pore blurring. Then I think unless you have like practically non-existent pores, this might not be the right primer for you. But let's have a look at what it looks like under foundation. Right. The foundation I'm trying out today is also a new foundation. It is the Revolution Pro CC Perfecting Foundation. It says Moisture Rich SPF 30, and I got mine in the shade F01. It is a squeezy tube and it has a pump, which I really like. See if I can get any out. Okay, so that was about 1.5 or 1.25 pumps. That is what it looks like. It has a very creamy consistency. And as usual, I will be applying it first with my fingers, then I will buff it in with a makeup brush, and afterwards blend everything out with a sponge, just for that nice smooth finish that I love. The brush I'm using today is a new brush for me. It is just from a drugstore brand in Germany, and it just says makeup brush on it, and it is kind of like an angled buffing brush. So it like comes to a point here. We'll see how it goes. But like I said, first I'm going to apply it with my fingers. Oh, it's a very nice soft consistency. I detect no fragrance at all. I'm going to use everything that I put on the back of my hand and just see if the coverage is enough. This has a really good coverage. I'm actually very surprised. I don't know why. I was thinking it was going to be less would have less coverage than this, but this actually has really good coverage. Although I always try and get pretty much shades that match me when I get foundations and whatnot, I still like to just bring like just whatever left on the brush around my face just down under my jawline, just so that everything looks really, really blended out and nice and smooth. Just to be on the safe side and make sure there are no harsh edges. Peaches, hör auf! Aus! Komm! Okay, so that 1 1/4 or maybe 1 1/2 pumps, although it was more like 1 1/4 pump, was actually enough for me. I don't really think I need more coverage. I'm going to take another tiny little bit and just see how it is buildable, like on the areas where I have a bit more redness. So I would say it is definitely buildable. I'm not one to put on too much foundation anyway, so I don't like the feeling of too much foundation or product on my skin. But yeah, I think it looks quite good. I'm now going to go in with a new makeup sponge. Yay, I finally did it. I did promise you in my last video that I was going to switch out the old and beaten up makeup sponge. I got a new one, just another drugstore makeup sponge. I have wet it and I'm now just going to bounce it off my face and smooth everything out. Nothing like a nice, new, fresh, colorful sponge. Okay, so that wasn't hard to apply. That went on well. It looks really nice on the skin. Just up here, I don't know if you can tell. On my forehead, it looks like it's kind of picking up on some of the unevenness that I have there, but nothing major, just like a little bit. My pores are showing a little bit more than usual, but maybe it's also just because I'm using like that different primer. But like I said, also nothing major. It just looks actually, this literally looks really natural. Like you can still see the redness from my cheeks coming through here. But like I said, I don't want to build it up any more than this. I will go in with a little bit of concealer when I'm done. But all in all, I think this is like probably a nice everyday foundation, and it seems to have gone on really nicely, and it feels like hardly tacky at all. So just like a tiny little bit of grip to it still, and it feels comfortable. Like I don't feel like anything is heavy or weighing my face down. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. For concealer today, I'm going to be using the Revolution Pro Ultimate Coverage Crease Proof Concealer in C01. I have used this concealer before. I really like it. It is a very thick consistency, so if you don't like full coverage and also very thick consistencies of concealer, especially for your under eyes, some people like it for blemishes but not for the under eyes, then you definitely won't like this. But I don't mind, and I love the coverage of this, but that's just something to keep in mind just in case you would be interested in trying out this concealer. It is a very thick consistency. Right, and with concealer, as always, I always apply it just with my finger. Oh, yeah, this concealer is like, let me try to show you. You really have to squeeze quite hard to even get anything out. It is like, I don't know, full coverage. full coverage, and it's also, especially if you are thinking about using it under the eyes like I am now, if you don't like a concealer that is very thick, then just keep in mind that when you want to blend this concealer out, it does take quite a bit of work. So you have to do quite a bit of patting and swiping, because it is not the easiest and like slippiest to move around on the skin. So if you are somebody who doesn't like that, or who has really sensitive eyes or under eyes, then I don't know if this would be the right concealer for underneath your eyes. Maybe just like get it in your actual skin tone or your skin shade and use it for blemishes, because for blemishes it's perfect as well, because it's got that much coverage. But I don't know if you can see, like, it takes like, you can see me like swiping, and you can see that the product is not moving around very easily, which, like I said, for me it doesn't bother me. Although I must say that this is not a concealer that I would gravitate towards on an everyday basis, just because when you're getting ready for work or for school or for whatever, like on an everyday basis, or if you're just a mom and you want to, like, you know, put your makeup on before you take your kids to school or whatever, this is not the fastest product to work with. You can't just slap it on, blend it out, and you know, you're ready to go. You have to work with the product, so just keep that in mind. But if you're someone who doesn't mind all those things and who has plenty of time for doing the makeup every day, or whenever you do your makeup, then I can highly recommend this. But like I said, I don't use it on an everyday basis, just because it's, hell, I'm lazy. I love good coverage, but I also like it when I have to, when I put in the least amount of effort to look good. And this one you have to put a little bit more effort in. But like I said, I'm rambling. Going to use it around my nose as well, and blend it out with a sponge, because I get redness around my nose, and products wear off around my nose so fast. Am I the only one? I mean, it's not even like that I'm touching my nose or whatever, they just seem to wear off there really, really fast. Blending everything out with a sponge. So all I want to do now to finish off my base is to powder everything down, and today I'm going to be using the Revolution Pro CC Perfecting Pressed Powder. It says it contains hyaluronic acid and antioxidants, and it says no flashbacks. So great for all of us gals and boys who like a good selfie. I got mine in the shade Ivory. They didn't have too many shades of these powders, not like as many shades as they usually have of their product. So I just picked Ivory because it looked to me like the probably like the lightest shade without taking the translucent one. The packaging is really cute. I don't know if you can see it with my bright lights. It has like a faux snake skin, or like I don't know, crocodile skin, creamy colored lid. It also comes with a mirror, and here you can see the product. It has a nice like wavy texture to it. I will do a swatch for you. Okay, so it seems that I picked the shade very, very well, because you can hardly see that as a swatch, which is also a good thing. It just means that I picked the perfect shade for my skin tone, which is what I wanted. So I'm going to just take a drugstore powder brush and powder everything down. I put the most product again in the T-zone, like the center of the face, and then just blend whatever is left on the brush out. I don't like looking like overly powdery, like to the point where you look all dry. So yeah. Before I powder my under eyes, I'm going to just go over it with a makeup sponge again, just to get rid of any creasing that has occurred. Creasing is actually not too bad. The concealer is nice, like I said, but it is also more on the dry side. So if you are somebody who doesn't like concealers that are more dry, or you already have very dry under eyes, then like I said, I don't think this would be probably the best concealer for you. And even although it is already not the most hydrating concealer, I am going to powder it a little bit just because of creasing. But just a tiny bit. I just like dip my brush in and tap off the excess and then dust over the under eye area lightly. Oh, I really like the powder. I actually almost think that I like the combination of the primer and the foundation, the CC foundation, with the powder much better than without the powder. I'm just going to zoom you in so you have a better and a closer look of everything, and maybe it will help you out if you're deciding on maybe getting these products to try out. So it went on the under eyes really nicely. They don't look like some powders can make you look so like crepey and dry. This doesn't do that at all, and it sets everything in place really well, which I like. Let me check for transfer. So at least after powdering everything down, I have there's nothing noticeable about like powder coming off or foundation coming off, which I really like. So I would say we are done with all of the base products that I wanted to try out today. I tried out all new products except for the concealer, which I have tried before. But other than that, I hope the video was helpful for you, because especially now with the whole, Corona thing going on, we can't go into, well, we can go to the drugstore here in Germany, but obviously you're supposed to like go out as little as possible. So we're gonna I bought like makeup online, and I think a lot of other people are also going to try or still want to buy makeup even in these difficult times. And I think that videos like this are especially helpful if you can't go into a drugstore, or you don't want to go into a drugstore and try and test out products for yourself. And the drugstores here don't actually even have all of these products. They only have like a small variety. So that's why I think these videos are exceptionally helpful. So like I said, rambling again, I hope this video was helpful for you, and let me know if you try any of the products out, or if you have already tried any of the products out, and let me know what you think of them. Maybe you like something or don't like something, or maybe you have like an idea for the primer for me, how it could be a little bit more blurring or whatever. Yeah, just let me know. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for dropping by. If you did like the video, you know the drill. You can give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Feel free to subscribe, it's free. And don't forget to click the little bell icon. That way you get informed the next time I post a video. Thanks to everyone, stay safe and healthy, and see you in my next video. Bye.